Hello, everyone. Let's see, mic's on. It's Tim again. Today, while I was trying to sleep, I kept having the idea of life is a choose your own adventure. Mostly, it was just to life is an adventure, and then it started thinking about adventure stories and just adventure in general. And that's what life is. Choose your own adventure. But first, let's be clear that it's whatever kind of adventure you want. If you want to sit on a couch and play video games or play with yourself or someone else, look at that. Confirmation. But you can do that. It's all about what you want and what you want out of life. But do not fall into the trick of limiting yourself or telling yourself that you can't do this, or listening to limiting beliefs, or because someone told you couldn't do it, or because you don't think that you could do it. Do whatever the fuck you want to. Not to harm people and, all that shit. But, yeah, it's just, all it is once you figure out what it is you want to do, you just start taking, you figure out the steps of how to get there. It may take a little bit. You may have to do some training. May have to learn some skills. Life is dangerous. The woods are dangerous, and nature does not care if you are ill prepared or not. Watch that movie. I don't know. There's a movie. I'll think about it. And there's a book too. Call of the Wild? In the Wild? Into the Wild? I'll confirm and put it in the description box. But, yeah, he went up there and, he kind of knew what he was doing, but he fucked up and died for it. Poisoned himself. There's two very similar berries, and he ate the wrong one. As a friend of mine always tells me, get 3 different books. If you want to go and eat wild stuff, get 3 different books, and then confirm in each one that it is what it is. But still, there's no guarantee. Having a professional, someone who has the experience to do it, that's the best thing. Don't be afraid of going to a class. Make sure that they are who they say they are. And most instructors worth their salt will not get pissy about having you ask some questions and verifying who they are. If they do get pissy, that's a red flag. I mean, just, But most people who know what the fuck they're talking about won't get pissy about you asking them questions and verifying who they are, who they say they are. Believe it or not, there are people in the world who will scam you and who will, lie about who they are. So be wary of that. But that's all it is. And adventuring has a physical toll. So doing some push-ups and some sit-ups and some upsy-downsies will probably help in that capacity. So, do that. Otherwise, it may take some money to book passage of something or whatever. But find out what you want to do and then take steps to get there. You hear fitness influencers all the time talking about trusting the process. And it's absolutely true. Losing weight is not a magical fucking thing. It's just calories in, calories out, maintain, get your protein, hydrate, do physical activity, and you will lose weight. But it's about what you want. If you want the 6-pack and the beach bod, or to look like a model, you're going to train differently. than if you want big muscles. And if you want actual physical prowess, then mobility training, yoga, shit like that. But it's really about what it is that you want to do. And once you figure that out, do you want strength and power? Do you want to look good? Whatever. Then you can go on the YouTubes and find someone who does that stuff. And they talk to you about it. And they tell you about the process. But they can't do it for you. Again, all these things, these skills. Learn the skill and then practice the skill and then continue to practice the skill. And then, do you test yourself? Set up like, I don't know, set up little things to fucking do it. But it can be done. That's the big thing. But you don't have to do that. Your other lives, people, what they're doing, does not have to be your life. It's seriously whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, that's a lot. Like, a lot of people struggle with attempting to find their purpose in life. They keep looking for it. I know I have. Just trying to figure out what the hell the divine wants of me. But it's already in you. What it is you want to do. You may have forgotten. It may have been a long time. Maybe you were a kid and then someone squashed your dreams. Life may have happened and what you thought you wanted, because that's another thing. So many times what we think that we want isn't really what we want. And then if you achieve it, and it's like, this isn't really, I want something else. So you just adjust. But it's in there. And shit changes. What you may have wanted when you were younger may be different than what you want to do now. Or life happens. Say you want to be an astronaut, but you ain't got no legs. It's going to be quite difficult to complete astronaut training. Perhaps take that as a sign that perhaps you don't need to be an astronaut. Or there could be another capacity. Play to your strengths. Perhaps it's not necessarily the going into space, but you can, I don't know, work for NASA or SpaceX or the numerous fucking rocket companies that are out and about. So, I mean, don't get wrapped around one thing unless it's what you really want and you can do it. But again, choose your own adventure. Don't be shy. Figure out where you are, figure out where you want to be, and then connect the dots. And just take those steps one at a time. Every once in a while, reflect, observe, see if you're still on course. And, like an azimuth, like just a few degrees off, can after a while you'll end up a different place. But, yeah. So, I mean, the best thing to do is course correct as early as you can. What's that saying? As soon as you realize you're on the wrong train, get off. Because the longer you wait, the further away from where you want to be is something like that. But anywho, I'm rambling along long enough. Hope you enjoyed. I surely did. See you next time.